I see him sometimes in his room. If I walk in, he'll be just like on YouTube watching a very old film of his. I think he's also reminiscing those times, reminiscing those memories of how they made that film. And he's like, today I might not play this character like that. Kotha in Telugu means new. In Tamil, it could sound a bit like a abuse. So,
Oh,
and then in Hindi, so I
obviously.
remember like Rajkumar during Guns, he's like, King of Kotha, like Kotha. I was like, no, 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 no. It's not that.
We are so fortunate that Malayalam cinema has them both. And now Mamuka sir, I think this is Mamuka's gift to Indian cinema.
Wow, wow, that is nice.
Firstly, congratulations for two things. One is you completing 11 years in the industry. Also, your two back-to-back releases. So we are happy and lucky to see you on screen.
Thank you,
मेरा
thank you.
सवाल है आपसे हिंदी में कि आपने कहीं कहा है कि आप खुद को स्क्रीन पर देखना नहीं पसंद करते या नर्वस रहते हो, तो अभी दो बैक टू बैक पिक्चरें आ रही है, एक वेब सीरीज़ है और एक बिग स्क्रीन रिलीज़ है, तो आप इसे कैसे देखते हैं?
जी, मैं अभी यही सोच रहा था कि ये पहली बार ये ट्रेलर मैं बिग स्क्रीन पे देख रहा हूँ और अभी ये क्या हो रहा है, लाइक ये लुक ठीक है, मैं ठीक कर रहा हूँ, सो ऑल दैट इज देयर, बट आई थिंक द माय इंटेंट is to keep doing well and kind of convince you guys that I am this character, and perform that role to the best of my ability. So I think अभी 11 साल हो चुके हैं, तो थोड़ा I'm little more like used to seeing myself, but I'm very bad at revisiting my films. I think वो release के वक्त 2-3 बार हम सब मिलके देखते हैं, then after some time I'm just like done. क्योंकि I think most of us actors have that. अरे ये scene में ऐसा भी कर सकता था. It could have been approached a different way. Maybe I should have done this. A lot of the times, I think, for me, I don't know about the others, but हम जब scenes perform करते हैं, obviously directors tell us certain things and हम भी improvise करते हैं. पर जब हम shoot ख़त्म करके जब हम room या घर जाते हैं, तभी उसी वक्त एक idea आ जाता है, like अरे मैं ऐसा कर सकता था उस scene में. Weirdly these things happen later. So I think when we watch ourselves on screen, I'm like, I should have done that. That happens, but I think it comes from the passion towards it. But yeah, I think I'm getting a little more used to it.
But Mammootty sir is exactly opposite of you.
I don't know if he'll say he loves watching himself on screen, but I know that he now revisits his old films, like from the 80s. And, I see him sometimes in his room. If I walk in, he'll be just like on YouTube watching a very old film of his. I think he's also reminiscing those times, reminiscing those memories of how they made that film. And he's like, today I might not play this character like that. So I think it is important to do that. But yeah, I should revisit my stuff more.
Dulquer, firstly, obviously, I'm a journalist. I'm also a film critic, and मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आज आप मुझे चुप नहीं कराओगे. And मैंने आपकी फिल्म को 3 स्टार दी थे, वो जेन्युइन थे, कोई बिना डर के नहीं थे. So firstly, obviously, looking at the title and in the age of pan India, I am obviously born and brought up in Mumbai, but my primary language is Hindi, and I would say especially the northern and the Hindi belt. The moment I see this title, so how important, firstly, it is for you guys to tell them it is King of Kotha and not the usual Hindi pronunciation.
So it's in the film Kotha, in Malayalam it's Kotha. It's a fictional town. Such a town doesn't exist. So we needed to create a fictional town. So it was named that name. It had to be a bit of a lawless land. So I think that's the reason to come up with a fictional town. But the thing is, I didn't want to change the name across languages. I wanted it to be one film. And in a way, it's interesting because there is a little discussion about how to say the name. So I think any kind of conversation, any kind of chatter about a film helps the film in some way. Like there is conversations happening. So I think in the trailer, when I'm dubbing the film in each language I have to kind of say the name a little differently because Kotha in Telugu means new. In Tamil, it could sound a bit like a abuse. So,
Oh,
and then in Hindi,
obviously.
so I remember like Rajkumar during Guns, he's like, King of Kotha, like Kotha. I was like, no, 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 no. It's not that. So yeah, so we've kind of arrived at Kotha. But I think it is important, like I said, I think we should have one title. And being rooted in whichever language the film is conceived in, I think we should try and make that, travel. But I think people quickly get used to it. I think in the first 5 minutes of the film, when you talk about the town, I think that gets registered. And I think this will go out of your mind and you'll get into the story.
Okay. And one more question, Dulquer, for you. Obviously, Based on the trailer, obviously, it seems like it could be perhaps 80s or a 90s setting, and where obviously the region loves football. So I wanted to ask you, obviously there's the great Diego Maradona, but how much of a football fan are you? And whether it's a national, international team or a club team, which ones are your favorite?
So, in all honesty, I don't watch a lot of sport. And sorry to disappoint the fans because in Kerala it's like religion, but I'm very bad at lying. Um, for some reason, I mean, I played it in school, but I'm very bad at tuning into television for some reason. At a fixed time, something's playing out. I think my whole life I've struggled with it. I've tried to set reminders, alarms. I'm very bad at that. But because it's so unique, I think to Kerala and especially North Kerala, there's so many of these sevens football tournaments, and they bring in players from different parts of the world even. That's another interesting microculture that we have. There's been a lovely film made on it called Sudani from Nigeria. So I think that was one of the reasons maybe the writer wanted to include it. And I think it's a nice detail about both these characters that they're football fanatics, and they have it's there in the film a lot. But yeah, I'm have to admit I don't really watch a lot of sport.
Aishwarya, coming to you, you have worked with Dulquer's father before and Christopher. Yes. So, coming back to Dulquer, the father-son duo, how would you explain your experience to be?
So I know where Dulquer gets all his good qualities from. Wow. Because I worked with Mamuka before. And I adore him, and I adore Dulquer too. And I'm saying this from my heart. I love these two gentlemen. I think we are so fortunate that Malayalam cinema has them both. And now Mamuka sir, I think this is Mamuka's gift to Indian cinema.
Wow, wow, that is nice. Dulquer, coming to you, we've seen the trailer; it's fantastic, and I'll come to the background music because in Malayalam cinema, coming from the time when we have seen Narasimham, Valyat, and the background music has played a huge role. That's become way more popular than the dialogues, if I could say that. Coming to King of Kotha has a fantastic BGM. Did you at any moment feel that swag when you were preparing for the role because of the BGM?
So a lot of the times whenever we commit films or we read scripts, we never hear music. We don't know the songs. So a lot of that is, we also enjoy it when you guys enjoy it. We probably hear it for the first time when you all see it. So I remember just having conversations with Jakes, and I'm like, Jakes, dude, so much is riding on you. I'm like, whatever you need, go all out. I'm like, but the only thing I requested Jakes was that I was like, I love it when background scores are hummable. Like when you walk out of the theater, if you hum the score, that means it really got into you. So it shouldn't be just a mood maker visually. I think it should be something that almost has like a melodious sort of song-like quality. Like you should be able to hum it. I think most of the best soundtracks, like a Mission Impossible or any of these, we kind of hum it. Like we know the track, or we use it as a caller tune or something. So I wanted something like that. But he's been knocking it out of the park with everything we put out. So even like People of Kotha, the animation, I heard that track for the first time when the visual dropped. I was like, what is going on? So he's something that I haven't heard the full final score for the film because I've only been dubbing. But whatever I'm hearing are amazing things. So I think this is going to be Jake's big moment. And hopefully, if the film really travels across India, I think he's going to be a force to reckon with.